Hello again. So recently, I've been watching a lot of movies with hippopotamuses in them, or hippopotami, whatever you want to call them. This really isn't on purpose. They just like pop up in my YouTube channel, and I watch them. Some of them you wouldn't expect a hippopotamus to be in. It's like, here's this movie takes place in Southern California, and there's a wild hippopotamus in it one scene for some reason. Um, but most of them, of course, the hippopotamus threatens or attacks someone. So I got a little curious about this and started doing a little reading. I can remember years and years and years ago when I took art history, there were a couple pictures we looked at. Thai watching hippopotamus hunt, and it basically looked like an Egyptian pharaoh watching a hippopotamus hunt. There was another Babylonian one. I forget forget the king's name, but so and so hunting hippos. Okay. Problem with these pictures is they didn't do perspective that well back then, and stuff like Egyptian pictures, the emphasis is going to be on the pharaoh, of course, because he's the important one. He's the one, considered to be a descendant of the gods in some cases. So, like, Thai hunting, or Thai watching hippo hunt. Thai's twice as big as the people who are actually hunting the hippos. He's bigger than the hippo. He's bigger than the boats that the people are sitting on. And so it comes down to the point of, one of the questions I wondered, how big of a boat will a hippo attack? And you really can't tell from the ancient pictures because perspective was way off. So I went looking online for hippos attacking boats. Most of what I saw were sketches. There were a few videos. Problem with the videos is no one's actually going out expecting to get a video of a hippopotamus attacking a boat. Some of them are actually hoping for it because that would be a cool video in their mind, but there's no way of guaranteeing you're going to get this picture or this video. So you're either getting a picture of something from the boat. Usually either you don't see the hippo, it's like the boat just rocks suddenly and someone points and yells hippo, or you see the hippo but you don't get a good view of the boat, so it's hard to tell how big the boat is. So again, the question is, how big of a boat would a hippopotamus attack? And it's hard to tell. From what I can make out, they will attack a boat maybe 2 or 3 times as long as they are, but relatively narrow. So that's something. There are some sketches of hippopotamuses attacking boats, and most of those they'll be you can see them attacking a smaller boat usually. Canoes, small launches, rowboats, whatever. And presumably those were painted by people who actually saw what's this going on and recreated it. So I've never seen any paintings or sketches of a hippopotamus attacking a ship. They're always attacking smaller boats. Now, so we talk about hippos and they're such great swimmers, which they are, and a lot of people assume they're big and fat and slow, and they aren't. In fact, they are faster on land than they are in the water. Let's see, they have been about 8 kilometers per hour is about as fast as they've been timed going in water. On land, it's sort of hard to tell on land because the various sites I've looked at have flip-flopped between kilometers and miles, and it's like One site says 30 miles per hour, which would be about 50 kilometers per hour. But then later in the article it says 30 kilometers. So I'm not sure if they made a typo somewhere. Another site said about 40 kilometers per hour. So that would indicate that maybe the first site 30 miles was what they meant. I did find one. Could a hippo beat Usain Bolt? And Usain Bolt set the 100-meter dash record in 2009. He did it in 9.58 seconds, which, do the math, that comes out to 37.58 kilometers per hour, which would mean that the 30 kilometers per hour for a hippo would be slower than him. The 30 miles per hour 30 miles per hour would be faster than him. And according to the site that was asking the question, yes, a hippo could outrun Usain. So I'm thinking 30 miles per hour would probably be a max. So 50 kilometers per hour would be a max, sprint that a hippo couldn't keep up for long. 40 kilometers per hour might be something they could keep up for longer. So basically, I did not look up how fast a person can swim. So whether you have a better chance running against a hippo as opposed to swimming against a hippo, I forgot to look that part up. I would assume that they have a better chance. They're still faster. A few sites said they are faster than us swimming, but I didn't look up a number to compare them to. Aside from that, though, would you really want to try to outswim a hippo? Or I think you would rather outswim one than outrun one, in my opinion. Why? Well, in the water, their primary attack is going to be trying to bite you, which they can do a lot of damage with a bite. Not going to try to fool you there. But that's all they can do. Well, that's the most they can do is bite you. Obviously, some of the videos of them attacking boats, it's them bumping into the boat and trying to bite it, and they rock the boat and nearly knock it over. But if they do just bump into me in the water, it might hurt, but it's going to push me aside more than anything else. On land, they outrun me. They're going to try to bite me still, because that's still their primary attack. If they fail to bite me, they're still going to run over me. I've still got to deal with the full weight of the hippopotamus as opposed to the partial weight of a swimming hippopotamus. So I think I would probably stand a better chance against one swimming, just because as long as he doesn't bite me, I have a good chance of surviving. Whereas opposed to a charging hippopotamus, if he fails to bite me, there's still a good chance he's going to kill me just by sheer weight. Male hippopotamus weighs about 6,000 pounds. Female, 3,000 to 4,000. So again, even in the water, if they hit you, it'll probably still hurt a lot, but unless they actually crush you up against something, it's not as likely to kill you as on ground, where them hitting you is probably going to lead to them trampling you, which is going to hurt. Yeah, thank you, Captain Obvious. It's going to hurt. So why do hippos attack? And that's no one really knows. A lot of sites seem to say if you get between them and the water, they will attack you. And I don't understand that one very much, because they live in waters or large lakes, rivers or large lakes. If I'm between them and the river, unless there's a narrow path, they can still somehow get to the river or the lake by going around me. They should be able to. I'm not threatening the lake. I'm not keeping them away from it. It's not, trying to go to left, trying to go, no, Mr. Hippo, not going to let you through. It should be able to get around me. Um, unless like there's some weird situation where the only way to get to the river is to get through this narrow path I'm on. So, why would they attack when they can just go around you? Hippos, like a lot of pachyderms, tend to be communal. They're also territorial, obviously. So sometimes just being in the river is considered a threat to them. But they're also communal, which means just because you see one hippopotamus doesn't mean there aren't others around. So, I've been dive bombed by birds because there's a nest around that I didn't know existed. And so the question is, it thinks I'm threatening its eggs or its nest or whatever, so it's going to dive bomb me. And so maybe there's a baby hippopotamus out in the reeds that I don't know about, and mama hippopotamus is just trying to protect it, or thinks I might be threatening it. Could just be, like I said, they are territorial. Even though they are communal, they're also territorial. If they think too many things are in the water, the hippos will attack each other over territory. So if they think I'm trying to move in on its territory, which is basically the water, they might attack. So what do you do if a hippopotamus attacks you? Run, obviously. Run away from water. Why do you run away from water? Because A, water is its primary goal. Or at least most sites I've seen, water seems to be the threat where they will attack you. So let it know that you're going away and don't mean to hurt it, and it might give up on you. Zigzag if you run, just because their speed is a straight charge usually, and so they don't do corners well. Run towards the woods or rocky ground or someplace where they would have to zigzag more to get to you, just because you can maneuver better than them and can get away. Another thing about running away from water is where hippos live, waters and lakes, the ground tends to be a bit muddy, and hippos' feet are, mud's going to slow both of you down, but a hippo's feet are better suited for running in mud than yours. So it's going to slow you down a lot more than it's going to slow down the hippo. And so running away from the water, you're less likely to be running through mud, and so you have a better chance of not getting bogged down and trapped by the hippo. And so that's pretty much all I came up with on hippos and them attacking. Like I said, I just came across a bunch of movies recently, so I thought I'd look it up and see what was going on. Yes, they are more likely to attack than to leave you alone. Just that seems to be the way hippos are. And so, avoid hippos, run from them if they attack, don't try to fight, run away from the water, and have a good day.